Um, okay. Hello, everyone. I know we're all joining from every part of the world. I'm joining from Ontario and it's 6 a.m. here. I know it's maybe afternoon somewhere else. So I'll say good day, everyone. It's both an honor and great joy to welcome you all to the Girls in Energy Conference. Um, I would say that this is a gathering that is purposeful and is very timely. My name is Olasubomi Sofowora, and I have the privilege of serving as your moderator today. And as a development consultant with a deep commitment to gender equity, sustainability, and youth empowerment, I'm truly, truly excited about what today represents. And we're here under the banner of the theme, Powering Progress. It's a theme that speaks not just to innovation or advancement, but to inclusion. Because true progress cannot happen when half of the population is left out in the conversation. The classroom, the boardroom, or the lab, this is where Girls in Energy Project comes in. Not as a nice to have initiative, but as a necessary intervention in shaping the future of the energy sector. So let me tell you about this powerful and interesting initiative, right? The Girls in Energy Project was founded by Mr. Adebosi Olutayo Olumadewa under the DoTheDream Youth Development Initiative. And it's a bold response to a very clear and urgent need, the underrepresentation of women in STEM. Particularly with the global energy space, this project is transforming narratives by creating intentional pathways for young girls, especially from the global south, to envision, pursue, and thrive in energy careers. So through strategic programming, from conferences, career mentorship, to immersive camps and practical competitions, Girls in Energy is equipping young girls with knowledge, technical skills, confidence, and leadership development tools. And the goal is not just to introduce them to the sector, but help them own the space within it as problem solvers, as innovators, and sustainability champions. And what really makes this project transformational is the commitment to holistic empowerment. So inspiration through exposure to girls leading in the field and women leading in the field, education with relevant technical knowledge in renewable and energy systems, connection with professionals and peers across continents, empowerment through leadership building experiences, and advocacy that reinforces that girls everywhere deserve an equal seat at the table of sustainable development. So today's conference is a reflection of that mission, and it has brought together a phenomenal lineup of leaders, visionaries, and change makers from across the world, each one contributing their unique voice to a shared goal, ensuring that young girls have the opportunity to access and the agency to shape the energy future we all rely on. So we're going to be hearing from global leaders such as Professor Benedicta, who will spotlight the untapped potential of girls as diamonds in drive for sustainability. We'll also hear from Dr. Renuka Thakore, whose work connects innovation and inclusion. And they would also hear from Lady B. Bless, a passionate advocate for clean energy and cross-cultural collaboration. We'll also spotlight the role of men as allies in our E for She session, because sustainable change cannot happen in isolation. We all need every hand on deck. Girls, boys, women, and men, communities and corporations working together to create a more inclusive, innovative energy sector. And most importantly, we will hear from you, our participants. So we want to keep this as engaging as possible because your questions, your ideas, and your reflections will shape the richness of the dialogue. So I'll invite everyone and enjoy everyone to listen in and to learn and to imagine what is possible when young girls are not only encouraged to dream, but supported to lead, to innovate, and to power progress in one of the most critical sectors of our time. So once again, everyone, welcome to the Girls in Energy Conference. Let's build, connect, and chart a new course together. So we'll just get right to it. I'll be inviting Mr. Adebosi Olutayo Olumadewa, who will be giving the keynotes before we get into the presentations. And he'll be talking about Girls in Energy, a living thing for impacting global souths. Right? Over to you, Adebusi.
Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful, my amiable Olasubomi Sofowora. Please, can you see my screen? Yes, can you see my screen? Thank you so much. I want to thank you for that wonderful opening. You know, anytime I reached out to you and you said yes to us, I know the event is a success already. Why? Because the energy you comes with is something that always resonates with what we do 24 hours in a day. Also, I want to use this medium to celebrate everyone that chose to be part of this. Dr. Renuka, we celebrate you. And also, Executive Director of DoTheDream International, based in Maryland, Mr. Oluyinka. Thank you for joining us. I know it's 5 a.m. in your country as well, just as Madam Shubomi. I want to say thank you so much for joining us. So why are we doing Girls in Energy Project? Why are we having Girls in Energy Projects? In 2013, that we started Girls Are Asset Project, which is to enable girls to move from skills to service. We realized that there's a missing gap. Young people were given the skills and they were learned to turn their skills into service. But in a matter of time, the instruments given to them, the devices given to them were turned to cash, and many of them went back to the streets. So I asked myself, what is happening? What is missing in those things? And I realized there's a missing gap in all those things. There's no sustainability and capacity to turn the service gotten from the skills into a solution, and for a solution to become sustainable in a greater way. And we spotlight this as a solution to actually work on. Fast forward over the years, STEM as a catalyst came, and we realized that women are underrepresented in energy sector. And we believe if we have balance in this, we're going to move this sector so great in a bigger way. And that was how Girls in Energy was giving back to. So today, I just want to talk about the Girls in Energy for a few minutes, what we are expecting, why are we doing this, and what do we want to see for curating this and for birthing this? Or is it just one-off program? Or is it just something that we are excited about? Or is it a vision that we want to shape the world with? That's why we want to just run you through this scenario. Ladies and gentlemen, again, my name is Adebusi Olutayo Olumariwa, the founder of DoTheDream Youth Development Initiative and the team lead of Alliance of Social Development for Sustainable Development, Alliance of Social Transformers for Sustainable Development. So why are we doing this? Why Girls in Energy? Why Girls in Energy Project? What exactly do we want to achieve? Then why are we focusing on the Global South? Driven by change in the energy sector, the Girls in Energy Project by DoTheDream is a transformative initiative in empowering young girls to envision and pursue career in this vital field. The project mission is to equip young girls with necessary knowledge, skills, self-assurance to excel, thereby building future generations of female leaders who will champion innovation and sustainability in the energy sector. So we ask ourselves, why? Why Girls in Energy? 3 questions are the things that we are answering. Women remain underrepresented in STEM, particularly in energy sector. The Global South faces energy poverty, climate challenges, and gender gaps in innovation. The third one, empowering young girls in energy sector ensures diverse leadership for sustainable future. So these are the three questions that we want to answer with Girls in Energy project. And how are we achieving it? Inspiration. The first one is to inspire. Showcase the achievement of skill women. Showcase the achievement of veterans currently leading in energy sector. Educate, provide participants with understanding of the energy landscape and emerging opportunities. Connect. What? Oh, wow. Station. Oh, apologize. Okay, back. It's back now. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Connect, network, mentors, and create opportunities between young girls and industry leaders. The third one is to empower and equip young women with the knowledge, confidence in pursuing career and making significant impact in energy sector. The fifth one is to define roles, collectively identify youth, industry leaders who can actively contribute to sustainable future through the inclusion of girls in energy. And these are the things we actually want to achieve with girls in energy sector. So what do we want to achieve? And what exactly do we want the girls to actually become? Influence, innovations, and impact are the three things that is driving this result. Influence is for them to actually influence their environment with the instruction of their instruction of their capacity. The innovations, their ideas, their brainchild, we want them to use it to shape their world, and the impact to turn their world into a sustainable place where people can dream, where it can become a theater of dream for every young girl to actually live on. So why focus on the global south? It is to build a movement, a generation of people who will see energy as a living thing, a generation of young women, young girls who will grow to be a lady of impact and grow to be a woman of influence in their world. Because we have energy poverty in the global south, the nation lacks reliable electricity, and girls are key to inclusive solution. If you give these young girls the opportunity, we're going to see young girls who will generate electricity from line. You're going to see young girls who will generate electricity from oranges. You're going to see young girls who will generate electricity from dust. Are these things a dream? Emphatically, no. If you check our website, you will actually see a government school young girls in Nigeria, Lagos, who has generated electricity from light. One created a device that you can use to power your phone. And these are the ideas, these are the innovations that is leading us to actually grow in girls in energy. Climate resilient, women are the change makers in sustainable energy solution. When you talk about the renewable energy, the circular economy, these are the people who can actually make this work. And that's why girls in energy for us, it's not just a cliche, but it's a mission and a movement. Economic growth, closing the gender gap and boosting innovations and development. Remember, the three key things we are working is with what? Innovation, influence, and impact. The Evidence Act. How do we want to achieve this? Through what we are doing now, which is the beginning. The conference, what does the conference do? The conference generates interest, leading to people to make a decision to build a career What's that? That's inspiration, leading to people to understand I want to learn more and I want to dig deep more, which is what we call the innovation, which is the fourth one, the impact. And the impact, which is a living thing, is what will shape the world. And what exactly this does, it inspires, it educates, it connects, it empowers, and it defines roles that will shape the energy in global south. And the fruit of effort, the fruit of the result over years is the innovations you were seeing oversight with the young girls giving us a building in the sky and also having a diamond as the foundation. So what are the key things that we are looking at? What are the key things we're looking at? What are the key things we're looking at? The skills, the service, the solutions. The skills, the service, the solutions to give us exactly what we need, and the sustainability, which is preservation of the global south with women causing the change. As we round up, when we're talking about the powering progress, what exactly are we saying? We want women who will shape our world, who will make our world better than the way we are meant it, who will give us latest innovation and give us inspiration that will allow us to dream and grow more. The women who will run with blue economy, the women who will run with green economy and make it a living thing for job creation in global south. And as we round up, what are the expected impacts we're looking at? More girls pursuing STEM and energy careers, stronger female representation in energy sector, increased innovation and sustainability in global south. The accumulation and the collective of this is what we have as what? Powering progress for the global south. Again, everything about girls in energy is about powering progress, having a sustainability as a model to work with. Thank you so much. And thank you for listening. I am Adibusui Olutayo Olumadiwa. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adibusui Olutayo, for that very informative keynote address. At least that has given all participants a deeper understanding of what this Girls in Energy is all about, the vision behind it, and what DoTheDream hopes to achieve with it. And I'm truly happy that at the end of your presentation you mentioned sustainability, because there are a lot of times that we come up with initiatives and things like that, and we're not really thinking about the sustainability of that project, and that's having the future in mind. And with the advance of technology now, AI and all of that, obviously the global south, the global south shouldn't be left behind. The global south needs to keep moving along those lines so that change can also happen from there, within there, and to the world as well. So thank you so much for that. And we'll be moving next to our next speaker. Our next speaker is Benedicta Jean-Louise Nessa Nathania. Is she on the call already? If you're here, can you just say hello? Because I can't see.
I think she's not here. If she's here, she'll have responded. We'll move on.
Yeah, so she's not here yet. So I guess we'll move to the next speaker, if that's fine. And then when she joins us, then we'll get right back to her. Okay, so our next speaker, I can see her already, the beautiful Dr. Renuka Tankore. She'll be speaking on the Great Future, Girls in Energy Project as a Catalyst. Dr. Renuke is the founder of the Global Sustainable Futures, Progress Through Partnerships, United Kingdom. She provides leadership to a global network, administering multidisciplinary activities and research partnerships on development platforms. Dr. Renuka is the winner of several awards, including the Star Volunteer Awards 2023, Entrepreneurial Thinker 2023 and the Development Leadership Governor Enrique Thomas Cresto Award in 2022. We're blessed to have you here, and we're delighted to hear from your wealth of knowledge as you take us through the topic, The Great Future, Girls in Energy Projects as a Catalyst. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the generous introduction. Thank you for the organizer, like to organizing this very important topic, event on important topic, as well as a lot of priority around the world it has. And also I would like to thank the guest and especially the moderator who has joined us at 6 o'clock morning. So thank you very much for being here for us. So today, let me share my screen with you. So of course, the stage has been set by already moderator and the keynote speaker, where we know now the significance. I might repeat few things anyway, but definitely it is important. So probably we will hear from everyone the many few pointers that are repeating, but that is because it is in a high priority and we need to understand that. So thank you very much again, everyone. And as already been said, I'm Dr. Renuka Thakur, and I'm founder and CEO of Global Sustainable Futures Network, and I am based in UK. So, and I will share my LinkedIn account later on in the chat so that you can connect with me. The main thing about my network is that anyone from anywhere in the world can join for free. And we do several programs, and we also support programs like this one or the other way by providing some support as a technology, say, for example, the Zoom, or bringing appropriate speakers. But not only that, the advocacy is a big part, but also we are implementing projects around the world. And other two things are very important for me is encouraging or developing local leadership. And that is what I'm really interested by, making people local leaders, increasing their capacity in the work they do. And so we support all over the world. I do monthly Global South summits. However, lately 2 months I had a knee surgery, so I had to drop that down. But last year we did 8 Global South summits, which were held in Kenya, Nigeria, Pakistan, Egypt, then Nepal, and UK, and Zambia, and many other countries, to highlight national determined contributions of the countries. And we know that we all are working towards some of the other SDGs and NDCs, but these contributions go in vain or are not connected to NDCs, national determined contributions, and they do not get recognized. And therefore, there is a huge gap between what policy people or global level policies say to us and the grassroots actions that are taking place. So this is important that we keep on doing our work and bridging the gap between these two. So thank you very much for having this event and also inviting me to speak here. So today I will start with this one video. So let us have a video here. And I will stop sharing this and I will go to the video first. I hope you can see the screen.
Million people
Yes.
in sub-Saharan Africa.
Let me get it back. Yeah.
Over 500 million people in sub-Saharan Africa live without electricity. That is 1 in 2, meaning between me and you, one of us has to be without power. So I speak for the sons and the daughters studying by candlelight. I speak for the mothers, the fathers, the entrepreneurs whose dreams flicker in dreariness. I speak for the nations seemingly draped in half darkness. I speak to flip the switch. Envision a future where every home and hospital, farm and factory has constant, reliable access to electricity, because electricity transcends illumination. Electricity is the fuel that drives innovation. It is the power to empower. It is the hope. It is the life force of Africa's economic revolution. So, sound the gong gong and herald the dawn. Beckon the beacon bearers, for the night is gone. Call for the change makers, the innovators and the dreamers. Stand with me as we shed light and create awareness. Let us ignite the continent. Let us power up Africa.
So it was very exciting to hear these, but how we make it possible? That's the question. And also how we make women as a role player with this. So again, I will share the 1 second, sorry. So
every day,
okay, so I go back to 1 second, sorry. So back to my PowerPoint. And so we know that energy matters. It is a hope for all things, like in the world, like in all our lifestyle. We need energy. Without energy, there is no development. Even if it is a traditional energy, like coming from the wood or fire, or coming from anywhere, yes, anywhere. Why someone has raised hand? Is it some problem?
It's the video that is being projected, because you wanted to
Okay.
switch to the presentation. Yeah, just to call your attention to that.
All right, thank you. Let me see what is there. Okay, let me share again and hold on. Okay, can you see this? Like my PowerPoint?
The video. Yes, the PowerPoint now, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you. So the energy is the backbone of development. It powers education, healthcare, business, and communication. Yet, 759 people live still without electricity, and most of them are in sub-Saharan Africa. For women and girls, this energy gap is even more profound because of the daily burden of collecting firewood, cooking with harmful fuel, and losing precious hours that can be spent learning or earning. So energy access is not just about infrastructure, it's about equity. where we ensure clean, affordable energy for all, especially women and girls. We unlock potential, dignity, and a pathway to sustainable development. Here, I want to bring you another example of like Solar Sister. The Solar Sister case study is very interesting. It began with one woman solar lit chicken coop in Uganda, and a simple idea that sparked a global movement. Catherine Lucy and Neha Misra turned this spark into a network of women-led clean energy entrepreneurs transforming lives across Africa. From Uganda to Nigeria and now in Kenya, Solar Sister proves that when women lead, communities thrive. With over 10,000 entrepreneurs trained and millions reached, they are not just lighting homes, they are fueling hope, equity, and resilience. And therefore, we must be joining even that, the people who are trying to bring one lamp to the household. So, of course, as it is already been emphasized that when you empower a girl with energy, you ignite a lifetime of opportunity. What does this mean is like access to clean, reliable energy. It lights up her future in a sense of it. They can study after sunset. They can dream bigger and reach further. They also have a safer life, healthier life, and free to build a life on their terms. With energy, a girl can transform her household. Sorry. Her community and even her country. And she can become a catalyst for change. And that is what I mean, that girl, when they are given energy, provided energy, they can become a leader, they can become an innovator, they can rise and they can shine brighter. So that is what I would emphasize again and again. So energy access transforms life, that is absolutely accepted. However, and it also reduces time poverty, which is very important. They have to spend less time gathering firewood or freeing, and these hours can be used for education, generation of income, and also rest. And they can enjoy life. It changes their life dramatically. It also decreases gender-based violence at night, and therefore we must be working towards it. It unlocks economic potential. Actually, today, just before this meeting, I was talking to a minister of rural areas, and they are the religious ministers of rural areas, and he is the president of several ministers, like Association of Ministers of Rural Area. And he just spoke about his own community, and he said that 1 million people are there in Nigeria at some rural area, has no light since 10 years. 3 times the delegation of energy came over there, assessed, but nothing has happened. So why this infrastructure, even though after so many attempts, is not being done? I think we have seen several examples where women can take this power in their own, they can take this commitment, they can take this leadership, and they can build a group within that local place. And that will help them to lead on this local movement. And that is what I would emphasize. The needed skills such as leadership and the understanding of the business and other things, that type of infrastructure should be developed by people like us, so that we can encourage more and more women to get into this. So that is where I'm coming from. So the significance of including women from design stage is very important in delivering to energy solutions. And it lies in the fact that women are primary users. They are the managers and beneficiaries of households and community level energy systems. Their daily experiences can give them a deep understanding of how these projects or how this energy distribution or how these energy solutions work, and they can be truly, intervened into the system with a meaningful involvement. And so we might think there are some cultural norms that, well, engineering or electricity is not women's criteria or women's work. But that is not true, because they have to deal with the energy every time. And so they have to get into that culture of knowing the technologies, ensuring that these technologies are fit for them, and they should be taking this leadership and championing a solution that would, allow them to develop, maintain, and improve the system for themselves. And I have seen, like I will give you some examples soon. And therefore, this type of intervention, if it is given from the design to deployment stage, it can bring a lot of powerful solutions to the local people. It can also, make people safer, healthier, and productive, as I have already mentioned. So this is, I think, critical for us to understand and keep the infrastructure moving, like source it more and more to people. Across many communities, women have also played like front line for energy poverty. So they might need, energy for cooking, collecting water, caring for children, managing household, and therefore they are the powerful agents of change, and they should be given access to all these. They are the voices who can talk about the problems they are having and the solutions they can bring. Both lies with them, and therefore they should become the critical agents for change. They should be tackling this silent killer of cooking solution, which is, like smoke inhalation or having no education due to darkness and so on. So these are killing their life. They need to become aware that this is what they need to address, and they should take the ownership in their hands. With clean stove projects or mini grid projects, there are many opportunities that can be created for women to lead and grow businesses. Whether it could be refrigeration, milling, or farming. It could be also irrigation by solar energy. It could be like, boosting agriculture productivity with small equipments. These all things can be handled by women, and there is no exception that only this is to be done by men. So they should become part and parcel of these systems. They should be also like investing in these projects. Many of them invest, in worldly leisure and other things, while they can move their savings into such projects where they can build the business and also benefit the communities. So breaking gender stereotypes is very, very important and very much needed. They should be getting education in STEM and skilled traders training, like in skills that are important and that are matter for them in energy. And that would be essential for any innovation, sustainability, and inclusive progress. We must empower girls for science, technology, engineering, and trade at early age. They should be given, even from the childhood, they should be given uh, the play. I mean, whatever they are playing, it should not be a bias to just female activities like cooking or baby carrying. So they should be given this knowledge and games that should increase their uh, interest in STEM and engineering and science-based solutions. At the same time, youth-led innovations, particularly for girls, are very powerful because they are rooted in empathy and relevance. First-hand problems and practical, like solving first-hand problems and giving them practical, impactful solutions would provide them practical experience, and they would be able to go and champion on this uh, energy movement. Solar energy, like as I said, I will share some examples now, but so let me go to the examples. And so there are several examples in Africa which has been quite revolutionary and led by women, and they are transferring the lives and communities. I've also heard of grandmas working on such solar solar power projects. So we must be encouraging this. And you can see here that there are examples in Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Kenya, Nigeria. So all countries have these powerful examples. It is only that we need to scale up, we need to learn from them, what are the success formula for them, and how that is happening. If we can get them as our mentors, if we get along to understand their business models, I think that would encourage more and more women to be into power with not only electricity, but the power of their own lifestyle and career. So there are ways to shine for women. I would say there is no limitations how they can contribute to these power solutions. They should come on board and get into these solutions. I mean, get into this area. So the vision for us should be something like we would like to train 10,000 girls in energy and awareness for technological skills. So I am mentoring at a women accession group where there are 9,000 women already. We have also started interactive platform in Egypt where we are inviting women in STEM to learn the skills of leadership and engagement and business models and so on. So you can take part on those things. We have also created mentorship and we are trying to build. We haven't done yet the exact project. I mean, there are a lot of discussions going on. We have identified plenty of communities who need solar energy, but we have not been still as implementing project yet. It could happen in very near future. And that is where we want. And it can also start from a school or any at any stage of your life, you can get into the energy solutions and connect with that policy and private sector also, that like we can excel these projects. So what we need is that we need to engage with policymakers, educators, private sector, and community, and of course, girls and women groups who would like to enter the STEM education, skill development programs, and implement power projects in the local area. So having that, I would just say that when girls rise in energy, entire communities shine. So join us in powering the great future, one girl, one light, and solution at a time. So I will stop here. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Renuka, for that beautiful presentation. And for bringing our attention to the fact that, there's quite a lot of people that, globally lack energy access, majority in sub-Saharan Africa, a whooping 759 million people. And I know the world population is approximately 8 billion thereabouts. And so if sub-Saharan Africa were the entire world, then approximately 64% of its population would be without access to energy. And thanks for, most times when we talk and we don't have like examples to resonate with, it doesn't take us to that deeper level. And, it was great to see examples of women across Africa taking charge and making impact in this space. And like you said, it's just to, see how, those actions can be scaled up. And that's, one of the reasons why we're here. So thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. I'll move very quickly to I am Lady B Bless, who's a trailblazing energy advocate and leader who has dedicated her career to promoting sustainable energy solutions and empowering African and the Caribbean communities. And with a proven track record in marketing, advocacy, and leadership, she has made a lasting impact in the energy sector. And as a co-chair of the African and Caribbean Energy Network, ACEN, she advocates for clean and renewable energy solutions, promoting sustainable development and energy across Africa and the Caribbean. So welcome, Lady B Bless. I know you'll be speaking on cross-country collaboration for sustainability, the beautiful girls in energy for the global South. So over to you. We can't wait to hear from you.
Thank you. Good morning. I hope everyone is hearing me well. Just confirm my voice is coming over.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And it's such an honor to be here this morning on such an important topic, such an important subject, and such an important event, Girl in Energy. As stated, I'm Lady B Bless. I am the co-founder of the African and Caribbean Energy Network. We are a new network. We just started in January, and it's been phenomenal engaging with stakeholders and bringing people together in the energy sector, not only people, but women in the energy sector. I'm also a member of Women in Energy Guyana, which is Guyana, South America, part of the Caribbean. I'm also the executive director of the Lady B Bless Humanitarian Foundation. We work in West Africa, and now we are extending our humanitarian work to the Caribbean. I'm here to talk to the girls. I'm here to talk to women, and I'm here to talk to girls when it comes to the energy sector and the energy industry. As a humanitarian who has spent years fighting for girls, education, women empowerment, as well as youth development, I'm thrilled to be here today to talk to the young people. I strongly believe in young people, and that's why I spend so much of my time and energy to direct towards young people, especially the girls. And also, we cannot talk about girls without talking about boys. So I never want boys to feel that they're forgotten. I always want them to know that I also advocate for child laborers. There's a lot of boys who are out of school, but today we are talking to girls. And I will be talking about cross-country collaboration for sustainability and why it's important that we bring clean, affordable energy for the global South. I'm also going to touch on SDG 7 because I'm an advocate for the Sustainable Development Goals. But for right now, it's all about clean and renewable energy. I'm going to touch about why the energy sector needs more women and how women can lead the charge for a brighter future for all. So I want you to just close your eyes and picture a girl in the Caribbean. She's studying by a lamp, or a mother, grandmother, or aunt in rural Ghana cooking over a smoky fire. Now imagine them leading the way to a power of sustainable tomorrow. Open your eyes. It's not a dream, it's a reality. That is the foundation for a better world tomorrow. And it starts with us, with programs like this, coming together and sharing dialogue and putting our voice towards important topics. Let's talk about energy. As the speaker before me stated, energy is everything. Without energy, we have nothing. It powers our phone. It powers the lights in the school. It powers the equipments in the hospital. It is everywhere. But places like Africa and the Caribbean, millions of people, they don't have electricity. Over 6 million people in sub-Saharan Africa alone live without electricity. And think about it, in the Caribbean, the energy bills eat up about 20% of a family income. So girls and women feel energy poverty the hardest. Without electricity, girls can't study. They're in the dark. Without electricity, moms can't cook. They're cooking over dangerous fires. They're using coals, and it's very smoky and it affects the health. Clinics can't stay open. Why? Because there's no electricity. You can't run the machines that's needed for better health. So these are not fair. When you sit and think about it, it holds back entire community when we experience energy poverty. That is why I'm passionate about Sustainable Development Goal number 7. I'm very, very passionate about it because I believe it is the core goal of all the Sustainable Development Goals. It's a global promise to make sure that everyone has electricity, not just electricity, but affordable, reliable, and clean energy by 2030. Clean energy means solar panel. It can mean wind turbines. It can mean a smarter way to use oil and gas. So we have to make sure that it doesn't hurt the planet when we talk about clean and renewable energy. So in energy powers the schools so we could all learn. We all know that hospitals so the moms could be safe. It pumps clean water so family would have be able to thrive because water is also life. But why won't we reach this? Countries have to collaborate, and that is one of the issues. They say the more has more and the less have less. So collaboration across countries is very, very important. Cross-country collaboration means think of a group of people in, say, the global South. Think of someplace like Nigeria. Think of someplace like Jamaica, where I'm from, Guyana, or think of someplace like Kenya. We have a lot to share together. We have a lot of sunshine in these areas. We have a lot of wind in the Caribbean for wind turbine. And we have a lot of brilliant women and girls that voice are not being heard. So collaboration means that the girl in Barbados or the scientists in Ghana could come together and they could work together. They could invent together and they could build together, right? You think about the kids in Senegal building wind turbine. So cross-country collaboration across borders is very, very important for everyone as far as clean energy is concerned. So now, why does energy matter to me? Energy is everything. Energy is life. It's about freedom. When a village gets power, the girls can study. When a hospital electricity, the birth rate is safe. Woman and child, mother and child is safe. But the beauty of it is that we today could lead to change. We could mentor our young women to be part of the change, to bring power to our communities. When you educate a girl, you're educating a nation because educated women make better decisions, right? As an advocate for girl-child education, I know that education is the spark that ignites everything in a person. We earn more as educated women. We lift our family out of poverty as educated women. So study even show that 90% of the income that a woman brings in, she puts it back into her household. That's raw power to break poverty, and it builds a better future. But without electricity, we are stuck. We are doing everything by candlelight. Our futures are dim. So energy poverty is not just a side issue that we should push aside. It is the root. It is the main cause of everything that's happening today. No power means no education. No power means no healthcare. No power means no clean water. So we have to sit down with this new generation, and we have to find a way to educate them. Because if we don't solve this energy poverty, what are we giving our future, the generation that's coming after us? If we don't, we can't try to solve poverty if we just can't even turn on the lights. It doesn't really make sense. So that is why I'm fighting for women in this industry. I fight for women in across Africa and across the Caribbean in the energy sector, energy, oil, and gas. It's a dominated field, which is mostly men. But women and girls feel the lack of energy most, as we stated before. I've seen girls drop out of school because there's no energy. I've seen mothers cooking on stove and becoming sick, ventilation. But men are in the boardroom and they're making these decisions. I always say, in order to make decisions for a population, we are half the population. We should be half of the solution. We should be half of the decision-making process. You cannot make a decision for women without women. You cannot make a decision for any population without getting that population involved. So it's exciting now that we have women that's leading. It's exciting now that companies are allowing women to come into the boardroom, to sit down and let her voice be heard. We have strong voices. We have very powerful voices. So it's very important that, our voice be heard. So how do we make this happen? First, we get excited about energy. It's a very exciting topic to me, and I love to talk about it. We get excited about energy. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to start. I mean, if you like drawing, engineers draw energy designs for wind turbines, for solar designs all the time. If you're good at talking, you could explain to your friends and family why energy matters. You could join the Girl in Energy project, which is a perfect project to teach young ladies, to teach girls about solar panel, to teach them about oil and gas. Also, imagine being a girl who fixed a generator in her community and install a solar panel. She becomes a superstar. She becomes a hero. And that fuels more and more in her to become more, to learn about energy. Second, you have to connect with others. It's very, very important that you connect with others. That is what collaboration is all about. You have to get into my organization. When I started, the purpose of it is to link stakeholders, to link collaborators, to link people from all genre of the energy sector together so we could talk about it. Right? Imagine chatting with a girl in Uganda and she's building an electric car, or a woman in Guyana who's running an oil company, and you have all of these people at your disposal. So collaboration across countries mean that you are never alone, right? You have a team around you that's changing the world. And exciting today, I'm very excited because today is the start of the Youth Forum at the United Nations ECOSOC Youth Forum. So this is a forum where young people come together every year and they talk about ideas. They give their voice to those that wants to listen and let them know what's going on. So this is something that you as young people, and I'm talking to the girls, you could apply for in the future. You'll be able to go to the United Nations and let your voice be heard. And that is why you become a leader and you put yourself into that role and talk about energy. It's personal. I find it very personal because as a humanitarian, I love to encourage the girls. So my challenge to everyone today is to invest in yourself, especially women and girls. Learn about energy, watch videos, go to YouTube University. I always say YouTube is the best form of free education we have if used correctly. You ask questions, join Girl in Energy, speak up, tell your friends why energy matters, fund your education. You can rewrite your future with those small steps. So build your skills, grow your community, learn how energy is the backbone of all the sustainable development goals, because without it, the future is not going to work. They always say the future is bright, but the future won't be bright if we can't turn on the lights. You see? So today I make a promise to you that I'm always there to help. It's women and girls in the energy, global South, across every sector, across every border. I'm there. I'm borderless. I don't even recognize border. All I know is that we are humans. And as humans, we should really, really learn how to work together and collaborate, especially for this new generation. So today, let's make a promise that we're all going to dream big. We're all going to support each other. We're going to learn more about energy. We're going to talk energy across all countries, across community, like XM Caribbean. So anyone wants to collaborate with anything or projects that's going on in the Caribbean, most definitely, link me and we'll do that. So the Global South needs you. It needs women in energy. It needs the girls. So the energy sector, when we learn more, this way we could light up the world. You think about lighting up the world. Yeah. It takes one little person, one little ripple to start the whole ocean to make a wave. So these are things that we could do for ourselves. And I want to always encourage the girls that never give up. You may feel that you're not being heard, but never give up. Lean on those that you see are doing what you want to do in the future and make that a priority. The African and Caribbean Energy Network is there. And that is one of the reasons why I started it, for collaboration across countries, across borders. We are not alone, 8 billion people on this earth, so we have to learn to work together. And energy is the catalyst that brings that all together. So I thank you. I'm on social media. I'm Lady B Blessed across all social media platforms. You could be reached there. Also, you could Google me and all my information will come up. And I'm on LinkedIn also. You put in I am Lady B Blessed, BLESS. And so I just want to take this time to thank our host for allowing me to be part of this presentation, allowing me to give my voice. It's 6 o'clock in the morning here. So if I sound a little raspy, I do apologize. It's my morning voice. Okay, so, but I want to thank the moderator. You're doing a fabulous job. Also, thank you. And all the speakers, I thank you. And I'm here if anyone would like to collaborate. And I thank you.
Thank you so much. That was so amazing and inspiring. Thank you so much, Lady B Blessed, for taking us through that journey on cross-country collaboration for sustainability. And I just like how you brought it all home, inspiring us to dream big, to support one another, and to look beyond the borders and never give up. That was just a good way to just wrap that up. And we're truly blessed to have Lady B Blessed here. Amazing. So thank you once again. And we can't overemphasize the importance of collaboration, which you've really spoke on. And it's really important because no one can do it alone. We all need each other. We need to leverage on our various strengths and watch, and the collaboration is beyond borders, beyond borders. So that's something we should, really think about and see how we can begin to work together. Because there are times you don't even need to reinvent the wheel. If someone is doing something, you can collaborate and, just make it bigger and, scale it up across, different continents and countries. So thank you once again. And thank you so much to our previous speakers. It's been quite insightful and really, 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 really amazing conversations we've had here. Thanks to everyone that is still watching and listening. Thanks to special guests that are here as well. And then now we'll move to another really important part of this program. It's a critical conversation for today. I know we're talking all about girls and energy, but what's all about the he for she movement, right? What's the role that men play to ensure that this gender equity and women are able to girls and women are able to shine forth in whatever innovations or initiatives that will come up with. So this session is more a very interactive one, and it's one that is we would say it's an invitation for reflection and real commitment. Because while we champion girls in energy, we also recognize that meaningful change is only possible when men and boys stand with us, not as bystanders, but as allies, advocates, and architects of equity. So I'm joined by these three powerful voices in the ecosystem. We have Ahmed Kabir here, who's the CEO of Ideas Hub and Executive Director of the Alliance of Social Transformers for Sustainable Development. We also have Tito Phillips here. I hope they're here. CEO of Ninjapreneur and Executive Director of Alliance of Social Transformers. We also have Oluyinka Shukwo, Global Executive Lead at DoTheDream Youth Development Initiative International, and the CEO of Dovemark Strategies, LLC. So welcome, gentlemen. If you're here, just, say hello.
Hello.
Okay, so I see Oluyinka Shukwo, right? Are you Oluyinka Shukwo?
Yeah, I'm all
Oluyinka.
that. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Do we have Tito Phillips here? No. And Hamed Kabir. You're muted, Adebusi Yolitayo. You're saying something.
I'm just having a chat with Ahmed Kabir and Ninjapreneur. I think the kind of Zoom they were engaging is requesting for extension password. So they were unable to log into to this particular meeting, asking them to log in through a commercial Zoom link. So that's what they were searching in out.
Right.
So I'll be stepping in for some of them
Okay.
while we join a few minutes.
Okay, so we should just get right to it, and if they're able to join.
Beautiful. Just get right to
All
it.
right. Okay, so you'll be chatting with us too.
Yes, I'll be chatting with you.
Okay. Okay, so thank you so much. So it's interactive, so I guess we'll just like kind of wing it. But I'm gonna start by, just asking, like, why does male allyship, why does it matter in the efforts to increase female participation in the energy sector, particularly in the global south? Why is that important, and then let's just, talk about that and so I'll pose that to Oluyinka, and then
Yeah, thank you, Olasubomi. It's been a really nice event so far. There's been so much said, and I'm just kind of taking everything in. I think when you kind of listen to, some of these conversations, like Lady Bless said, it can only but excite you, right? So it's exciting. But then when we begin to talk about, what is the role of the male in this whole conversation, right? I think one of the things we've learned is that, especially when you think about, where the decisions are made, right? Who are the folks sitting in the room? You do find a male-dominated, sort of environment, right? And I think that also can be used as an asset. So the male also right plays a very, very big role in making sure that this happens. And that partnership, how the man and the male show up in this issue really, really matters. So I think part of that would be not just educating the girls, it's also educating the male to help them understand that you do have a role, you do play a role. There's this saying that says each one helps one, right? Every male should be thinking about what female can I bring along, right? You can't think about, the future is bright. I think in our words, in her words, is that the future can't be bright unless you turn on the lights. And I think it's important that all male too begin to turn on the lights, right? And I say that to say that if you find yourself in the room making decisions about energy, about sustainable future, we also have to be thinking about half of the population is female. And if half of the attendants in the room isn't female, then we do actually have a role to play in that as well. So I think there's so many different ways you can kind of slice and dice this, but I think the most important takeaway would be every male has to understand the responsibility and they have to play along as well.
Yeah. Very profound. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. And Adipose, do you want to just chime in into that male
I
allyship?
just want to just chip in to pick it up from where he said that responsibility and to just break this thing down that, okay, if you want the girls in energy to be effective more and you want them to move from skills to service and from service to solution and from solution to sustainability, the male figure is important. And why are they important? So that the males won't feel threatened. There's a set of people are trying to steal the show. And it's not just about stealing the show, it's about having a balanced society that's ready to make things work. And if you're ready to make things work, the girls, the females that you want to carry around must be rest assured they are at peace with the results they will be bathing in the environment. You know, culture is one of the beautiful things that we need to look at when we are doing this. Because at the beginning, the result might not be coming as fast as possible. But the moment the results start showing, some people start feeling threatened. Communities start feeling threatened. Maybe the female is trying to take or shine their glory. So those are the key important that we need to look into. The aspect of culture. So male presence actually bridge those gaps. The actual of inability, male presence actually bridge those gaps. Financing as well. Male also assist in achieving that. So the male presence in Girls in Energy project is actually one of the beautiful things that will drive the project in a faster way. The people championing this project, they are male. And that's exactly why we want people to start saying this, that the male can actually champion a project that the female will do. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, you couldn't have said it any better. Like, this is the men-led initiative, you know. And for me, as a woman committed to driving change, I've come to realize that these things can happen in silos. You can't say men, women, and then everyone is just doing their things. And for me, he or she is just more about men stepping in, standing with women, not like coming as saviors, you know, because when you're ally to a particular group of people, it means that you're also, you know, using your voice, even when it's risky, and sharing your platform, like what you're doing right now, you know, and showing up even when it's uncomfortable, you know, to do that. And, you know, I just want to applaud you and the team for, you know, the great work that you're doing in, you know, supporting, you know, the gender equality and women transformation across Africa. So we'll just move very quickly. I have one more thought that I think I want us to talk about.
Dr. Laure would like to just chip into this conversation.
Okay, amazing. Because I was gonna ask you, like, okay, would he like to? Because, you know, him being here, would like to really hear from him. So yeah, Dr. Raphael Laure, please, would like to hear your voice.
And ladies and gentlemen, please let me celebrate Dr. Laure. Is the West African and Central African representative of World Bank Group Youth Civil Society Unit. Dr. Laure, over to you, sir. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you, sir.
You're muted, sir.
Thank you for this opportunity. Please, this place is very noisy a little bit. So I need to check out of a meeting just to have my voice. So I congratulate the speakers and then the organizer of this event. Girls in Energy is a very good initiative, but it requires multi-stakeholder support. The initiative is good, but the environment we have inadequate infrastructural facilities. So based on this, we need to work together to make sure that we realize this objective. The project will improve our society, and then it will enable gender inclusivity. It's not only about girls, but about everyone. But we want to encourage our young girls to partake fully and then to have their voice in this project. So I want to emphasize the need for stakeholder collaboration. The initiator of this project need to reach out to other stakeholders. We need academia, we need the government, we need the community organizations, and many more like that. So, and then as a change maker and then youth advocacy, I'm in support of this project, and then I want the Adebusoye to collaborate with our organization and other organizations, especially the vulnerable youth, the vulnerable girls, the marginalized communities. They are left behind. We need their voice. They are talented. We need to include them. We should put resources in front of them, provide resources to encourage them to partake in this project. So thank you for the opportunity to give my voice to this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I can see some collaboration already brewing there. Do you want to respond to that?
Thank you so much, Dr. Laure. That's wonderful. Those are the beautiful things that we've been learning and the things we've been dreaming of. Also, want to thank you for extending the end of collaboration to us officially on this global meeting. Also, as we are collaborating with you, we are going to learn and pick from Lady B Blair's work that we can do it alone. So we are extending same collaboration to Lady B Bless as well. And we're extending the collaboration to Developmental Network, a Women International Network in Ontario as well, Olasubomi organization as well. So we can actually make this work and build something sustainable in 120 days for Global South. It might just be like a test run in a particular state, like 2 communities, and let's say 50 or 60 girls or women, at least to have something to start up so that we can move this conversation from words to action, so that we can have evidence-based action that we can build on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for that. Amazing, because that's the whole essence of this conversation, if we're just talking, no action, no partnerships, no collaborations, then it's all talk, and I'm super glad that, these conversations are moving in that direction. So as a moderator, it was my duty bound to ensure that we keep to time as well. But I want us to just, also talk about, because I realized that sometimes, when there are initiatives that are geared towards women, girls, I've worked in an organization before where the men were like, what about us? What about us? Why is it all women? What advice would you give to other men in leadership, especially in male-dominated sectors like, the energy sector right now, and STEM, who want to support gender inclusion, but aren't sure where or how to start, and how they're able to manage their emotions and not feel like women are here to take their space? What advice do you have for those men? So yeah, Olaoyinka, you can take it first, and then Debussy, and then we'll just wrap it up.
Yeah, I would say first thing would be open. Seek knowledge, right? Speak to people, right? I think the first step about anything, if there's something you're researching, if there's something you don't know about, reach out to folks who know about that subject, right? Sometimes as men, it's important to realize to know what you don't know, right? And be confident enough to seek, to seek knowledge. So yeah, speak to folks who are within that space. Speak with folks who are engaged in projects, within the areas that you want to know about. And oftentimes, folks are always very, very open, to provide the education, to provide the knowledge. I think that would be the first step. And I don't want to take too much time, but I'll turn it over to Adebusi as well if he has any comments.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that, National President, Mr. Oluoyinka, for that word. If I get Olasubomi right, is the security aspect for men, that so that men will not see this as women are taking over their role. That's the summary of the question, if I get it right, sir. Ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So so it's a two-pronged question. Like, what advice do you give to men in leadership, especially in these male-dominated sectors that want to support gender inclusion, but they're not even sure how to start? And then there's the second, side where sometimes men feel like, okay, there's so much attention on women now, and perhaps they're, here to take their jobs or take the opportunities. What advice do you give to such men as well, to be able to manage his emotions and let them know, how to handle these gender equality initiatives, and making them understand that, it's collaboration. It's the women also being empowered to, build impact together, and not, capitalizing on the sector that they, are naturally known for.
All right, thank you so much. To pick your first question, I'm going to say the best way to start is to just start. There's no formula for you to start. The way to start is to just start. If you have purpose as the background of your mind, if you have building a nation, nation building as the background of your art, if you have impact as the background of your art, I think the best way to do is to just engage, start, and start. That's just there's no two way to it. However, the aspect of the security, before I even venture into that, you talked about who really do not know how to go about it. I think one of the best ways to go about it is to find an event like this and collaborate and learn from those that have been engaging in such initiative over time. Learn from their experience, learn from their pain, learn from their process, learn from their impact, and learn from the drive, the value, the drive, that thing that is inspiring them to keep at it, even if there's no gain in it. And that's one of the beautiful things that men can actually embrace. The purpose in that purpose of doing things. And that's what we call purpose as a living thing. Once you understand that, it will keep you going. The second aspect to your question is this insecurity in men towards women flying their flags in gender equality. The truth of the matter is this: women are natural homemakers. And now, if you edit homemakers and put the nation into it, it does mean if you want to actually grow a nation, if you get women, and they're going to grow the nation as well. So if you want to grow something sustainable, and if you have women at the pioneer or at the edge of the lead, it gives you more confidence to explore, dig, and expand in a greater measure. So if you are looking for control, this is going to be a challenge to you. But if you are looking for impact, this is not going to be a challenge to you. So seeing women leading for a man who believes so much in control, it's going to cause friction. However, seeing women leading for a man who wants to see impact, it's a joy, it's a beautiful, and it's a blessing. Why? Because such is interested in growth. However, managing the two gives us the opportunity to let men know that growth is actually the reason we are doing these things, and the value we want to achieve here is impact. And if you're going to achieve this impact, these people, these beautiful creatures are the one that is best for it. And it's high time we learn from them, because we are not a encyclopedia of knowledge. And if we learn what we don't know from them, we can actually move the nation and the nation building fast as possible. So that's going to be my submission to those two questions. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You couldn't have said it any better. Thanks for sharing those thoughts to that. And those are really practical steps, in starting off something, you can learn from those that have gone before you. And learn from their mistakes as well, and learn from their processes, and just start from somewhere. So yeah, thank you so much, Oluyinka and Adebusi, for sharing this stage with me for this interactive session. I believe you've been able to share some really, really beautiful nuggets on how men can be allies for change in women and girls related initiatives. So in order to wrap things up now, I know that there was meant to be maybe an interactive session with the audience, but I see that I think most of the audience are watching from Facebook, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so I think what I might just do is
1 minute.
what?
We had the little challenge with the Zoom window we are seeing. A lot of people couldn't gain access to the Zoom.
Oh,
I think
right.
there's an upgrade. The Zoom keep asking them they need to log in from commercial aspect of the Zoom or something like that. I'm just reading many comments. One even saying Zoom signing, the host requires authentication for commercial Zoom platform. So I guess that's a new update. I'm just seeing that people need to sign in from commercial platform. Maybe it's different from personal one. So a lot of people couldn't sign in because I guess they were using a personal Zoom account. So I think that's one of the challenge. Another one says signing to join this meeting. The host requires authentication of commercial Zoom platform. Please sign with commercial Zoom accounts. So I think so we had that beautiful little challenge, but all is well. It's recorded. It's played, and we're going to work on it better and better. Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. I think what we'll just chat people with, if there's a contact detail that people can maybe send an email to, and since it's shared on Facebook, people can drop comments, ask questions on the Facebook comment section on the video as well. And I believe that the team from DoTheDream Youth Initiative will be willing to answer questions and respond to inquiries on that. So I'll pass it over to you, Adebusi, to kind of wrap things up. I know you have on the agenda the road ahead for girls in energy. Would like to hear that and your vote of thanks. And thank you everyone for having me. It's been such a delight moderating this session, and I look forward to connecting with all my esteemed speakers here. I'll drop my LinkedIn URL in the chat box, and then we can just chat and see how we can collaborate in future endeavors. Thank you everyone for having me. Bye.
Thank you. So
excellent work.
Thank you so
excellent work. Thank you.
Excellent work. So my final words today is I'm going to ask Lady Be Blessed. Your final words as we are rounding up and before we get into the road ahead of this session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was just a pleasure being here. And my final word is going to be what was echoed all through the session today. We should never give up. Energy is everything. We need energy, but more importantly, we need to collaborate. Partnership for the goal is one of the most important sustainable development goals. So we have to form partnership, be it men, be it women, be it youth, be it adolescents. We have to work together. We cannot accomplish anything as a one-person team. That is not how the world works. So collaboration across borders actually is a very, very good initiative. And it's something good that Girl in Energy is doing. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking through my email, and the Youth Energy Summit is offering 10 travel grants across Africa to 10 youths that want to travel to South Africa for the Youth Energy Summit. So with collaboration, something like that, you have information, right? That's a big part of collaboration, sharing information. So I'm going to share this information with Do the Dream, so you could share it with the young people, and maybe someone that we know will be able to travel for the summit in June. But collaboration is the key. Always learning. Education is very important, but without energy, everything is lost. Like you say, you can't work on anything if you can't turn on the switch. So let's turn on the switch. Let's start talking about energy and making it a focus. SDG number 7 is very important, and we should all be advocating for it. So I thank you once again for having me here and allowing me to speak and allowing my voice to be heard. And so I thank you.
Thank you, Lady Be Blessed. And on that note, we're going to be rounding up this wonderful event on the words. Let's turn on the switch. Let's turn on the switch. It's going to be one of the beautiful things that we're going to be chewing in our mouth over a long time. So part of the road ahead is something that will be happening in Nigeria over time. We're working towards 2 states. We have what we call a Signal Energy Project, which is a project for mentoring for women and girls in Federal Capital Territory and Osun State. We are the implementation state as we speak, and we'll be working directly with sustainable energy for all. So when we talk about the road ahead of this, it's the practical thing that we want to actually implement so that it will spread to global south. And that's why the Girls in Energy Project, it's beyond just a project, it's a movement of shaping the global south. And as we round up, I want to thank everyone, all our partners. I want to thank Lady Be Blessed, also from African Caribbean Energy Network, for saying yes to this call. It means a lot to us. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your words. 6 a.m. is not a small deal for people like you to wake up and join us. Thank you so much. And to our moderator, thank you so much for accepting this invitation. And thank you so much, because I have to disrupt your sleep. I know you went to bed late, but I have to disrupt your sleep because I saw your message early in the morning. I know you're still awake. Thank you so much for your for supporting us. To Mr. Olujinka Ola, thank you. That's a wonderful personality. He's the head of our organization in the United States. DoTheDream is represented fully in the United States now. And we thank God, Mr. Olujinka, for doing wonderful works for the organization. And to all our partners, Niger, to Dr. Renuka Takore, thank you so much. And that's excellent presentation. Thank you for the great works you're doing as well. And also want to bring your attention some of the beautiful things that will be seen in promoting SDG 7. It's a new project that we have. It is called The Guidance of Environment. It's a book, and it's a book stroke a manual. It's connecting posterity to sustainability. In fact, when I'm done with the project, I was like, wow, this is wonderful. Where did the inspiration for energy, for circular economy, for renewable energy, where did they come from? And those are the beautiful things that we want to tell young people, that young people is needed in the energy sector, that the youths are actually, they shouldn't pack their bags yet, that the older generations, their experience is also needed to tutor these young people in making a better decision with energy, and understand it requires process. It's not something you start today and you think you are going to start making a lot of jig in it today. You must learn it's a process thing. And I want to thank the team for putting that together. And as we round up, I want to thank also all the partners, Nigerpreneur, Ideas of Alliance for Social Transformation for Sustainable Development, African Caribbean Energy Network. I want to thank every other person, Global Alliance for Women and Girls at Asset Project. And I want to thank every other stakeholder, and also to my wife for giving me this opportunity to host this event and not disturb us because our kids are all the day, so they are meant to actually be here, but someone else to take care of them. So I want to say thank you. It's like God bless you and God keep you, because you always watch over you. And again, I want to say thank you. And then that's the end. So, thank you. God bless you. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Can we have